Hey. My name is Vi Brotnax. I'm coming from patient care to property care, and I'm here this week talking about how to hire your agent and how to find your agent. If most people don't know, I used to be in the nursing field. I still kind of am in the nursing field, but real estate is my full-time profession now. I absolutely love real estate. So that's what I do full-time now, and I'm super excited to help other people get into homes and sell their homes. So I'm going to help you find your perfect agent. It could be me, it could be somebody else. I'm going to give you 5 questions to ask your agent or to interview your agent that you're interested in just a second. First, I'm going to show you how to find an agent. So some people nowadays, since we have all of these Facebook groups, we have Instagram, we have all these different social sites, they will basically ask for a recommendation. But my suggestion is for you to get a recommendation from a family or a friend who has used a real estate professional to assist them with purchasing their home. I think that more personalized relationship would be a good fit depending on your needs and their needs. So ask for a referral from a friend or a family member to see if they will refer somebody good to help represent you to find your dream house. Second, if you have a certain neighborhood that you're looking in and you see like an agent sign all in that neighborhood, and that agent kind of works with selling or has different buyers in that neighborhood, or they have experience in that neighborhood, I would maybe reach out to that agent to see if that would be a good fit to help represent you. Also, you could possibly look up agents on Google. You can see if they have any Google reviews and see what their Google reviews are to see if they're well-liked, if they're good agents, if they get the job done. Those are pretty much ways that I suggest finding an agent. Now, let's get into it. Questions to ask your real estate professional. So one of the number one things that you can ask your real estate professional, it's not very, very important, but I think that it's up there. Basically, how long have they been in the field? How long have you been in the field? How long have you been helping people like myself purchase homes? Do you specialize in helping first-time home buyers? I think that question is important to a certain extent because you want someone who is very well versed in the process, because this is one of the biggest purchases that you'll ever make in your lifetime. And so you want someone that's very professional and very experienced with working with a first-time home buyer, if that's your situation. Next, you need to ask your agent what is their communication style. As far as with me, I communicate with my clients a lot. And so especially if we're actively looking, we have an agreement in place, we're usually communicating a lot. And so we communicate via either text or a phone call. If it's something really important, I don't have time to text. I gotta call you and we gotta talk about this, because sometimes we have to talk through things. It could be text, it could be phone call, it could be email. What's important and what's a better communication style for the both of you? What's the expectation for that? If I text you on today, will you get back to me today, or will it be the next 24 hours? I think reasonable would be within the next 24 hours. If you're actively looking for a house, most likely you need to communicate with your agent a lot. And sometimes you don't have 24 hours. You need to communicate and you need to go and see that property pretty soon. So just figure out what the expectations and what the communication process is with that particular agent and yourself. How do you like someone to communicate with you? Next, a question to ask your agent: do you mostly work with buyers or sellers, or both? Which one do you specialize in? Which one, have you helped more, buyers or sellers? I think that's important because some agents only in particularly like working with certain people on either side. So we have listing agents and then you have buyer agents. Buyer agents are the ones who are, showing the properties. And so just ask them, is that something that you do? Do you like working with buyers agents, sellers agents, or both? And they should be able to answer that for you. Next, ask them what's their strategy for making offers. That's a good question because nowadays it's very hard to win certain offers. We negotiate really hard on your behalf with working with first-time home buyers, and especially if you have some type of financial constraints. And what I mean by that is sometimes you'll have a very limited budget, and so it's hard for us to negotiate really hard on your behalf. But it is a possibility that you can still win even with having financial constraints. So there should be a conversation with the agent and they can tell you what they can do. Now, they can't make magic, but they can definitely explain on what the process is with working with people, if you have like a limited budget, etc., because sometimes if you just have a limited budget and you're only working with a certain amount and you want a certain house, sometimes it's just not going to work out and you may not find something. So I would just figure out with that agent, what are your different negotiation tactics to possibly get this house or win this house. Do you call the other agents? Do you find out more information about the home? Are you calling the lenders? Are you using your lender to help you win the home? It's a lot of information that goes with that process. And I also created a first-time home buyer's guide that explains the process to purchasing a house step by step, so you won't be blindsided by anything. Very good home buyer's guide. And then another question that you can ask your agent is, what's the process after you go under contract? How does that work? You can ask them, how does it work? How much, what do I need to be prepared for once we go under contract? And they can kind of explain that process from the experience that they have had when you're going under contract. Mostly when you go under contract, some money is due. Most likely it's earnest money that's due. You have to pay for inspections. And so those things usually have to be done within the first 5 days of getting under contract. So you need to have a conversation with the agent and, give them your expectations and you get their expectations so that you can know that neither one of you guys are wasting each other's time. So those are some tips on how to find an agent and how to hire an agent. And I'm going to have some more videos coming later on this month. So please like and subscribe to my channel. Real estate professional, previously in the nursing field, love my profession. And I'm looking to just help more first-time home buyers buy a house, and I actually help people sell their houses too. Love it, love it, love it, love both. And I'm also an investor, so I buy homes. I help people purchase homes at the auction. So very, very knowledgeable, and I will see you on the next video.